I have some fantastic news for you guys, and I think it's necessary after a little bit of a doom and gloom week. It's pretty incredible news. And at the first, it doesn't really sound so incredible, but as we go into it and dive into the context, you're going to quickly understand how insane and incredibly amazing this news actually is. So what happened was, in the past week, there was a wallet that you guys are familiar of who did the greatest trade of all time, known to have bought approximately $9 billion worth of Bitcoin for an average cost of $54,000 back in 2011. And this wallet was selling their Bitcoin, and then we later found out that it was Galaxy Digital facilitating the sale of 80,000 Bitcoins into the open market, which was actually not like an incredible trade, but it was a hack of a platform called My Bitcoin from back in 2011. And this person that is selling their Bitcoin to Galaxy Digital, who's then facilitating the sale into the direct open market, so not an OTC, they sold it, and apparently the hacker stole the funds or was the founder of a platform called My Bitcoin. That's still a little bit unclear. But the main point that we need to focus is the fact that 80,000 Bitcoins, $9 billion worth of Bitcoin, was sold into the open markets over the past week. And the price of Bitcoin has done essentially nothing. It came down to, yes, $115,000, went down about 4%, but there were other factors too, like the Bitcoin CME gap, like the fact that we're about to repeat history with hopefully Bitcoin coming back down to the prior resistance of the inverse head and shoulders and then making its way back to the upside, just like what happened a few months ago on a greater time frame inverse head and shoulders on the monthly. And with them two money supply hitting new all-time highs, Bitcoin will also hit new all-time highs. But I think it's rather incredible that 80,000 Bitcoins were sold into exchanges. So it's not like Michael Saylor buying his 2 billion Bitcoin from different brokers without affecting the market, or it's not the ETFs doing OTC deals. This is direct selling pressure on exchanges, like somebody going to their exchange account and selling $9 billion worth of Bitcoin. If that's only causing not even a 4% drop, that's pretty incredible. It just goes to show how matured Bitcoin has become and how liquid Bitcoin is. And I'm really impressed, and I think this is great news for the future of Bitcoin. And it's potentially foreshadowing that in the bear market, Bitcoin may not even drop as much as previous bear markets where we go down 80%. So that is the fantastic news. And let's go into a little bit more sadder news in terms of if Bitcoin can potentially drop a little bit more, which I still think it can because the CME gap is still open at 114. We broke down below the bullish pennant, turned it into a Bart Simpson, and over the weekend we will see a consolidation. But next week I still think that there's a very high chance that Bitcoin closes the CME gap at $114,000. So having limit orders open on your exchanges, I think is a very good idea. Coinflare, if you sign up using the first link in the description down below, deposit 50 USDT after you register by clicking the register now button. By tomorrow morning, you're going to have $100 free in your account to be able to go ahead and open limit orders at the CME gap, which is exactly at 114,300 to the $400 territory. So you can, if you want to, open limit orders in that range. But I also think that Bitcoin will see that retest because of the inverse head and shoulders that formed on the weekly time frame on the left-hand side of the chart, and that we had a shooting star candle. We're showing similar signs to the monthly chart inverse head and shoulder at that top, and then we dropped to the 77 range, which we longed Bitcoin like crazy because of that retest and also the M2 money supply. So I really think that there will be a drop here. Maybe the drop will extend from 114 to 112 or 111. That could also be likely. And then we would be buying more Bitcoin too. And after seeing that drop, because the M2 money supply is heading to the upside, I think Bitcoin will see an increase into the 135 to 140 range by the end of August. Do we have to see this drop? It's not 100% necessary. I'm just showing you this because it happened before and it's likely to happen again. But I wouldn't be closing my long positions or shorting Bitcoin because I don't think it's like 100% or nothing is 100% guaranteed. But I don't think it's like super, super, super probable that we have to drop. I'm just saying it could happen. I think it's on the likelier side. And if it does, we just need to be prepared for a leg to a much further price increase to the upside, which will be the final parabolic run, in my opinion, of this bull market cycle. But what does that mean for altcoins? Unfortunately, if Bitcoin does see a drop to 111, then altcoins will suffer a bit more. And that's okay. We did our hedging. Yesterday I spoke about some hedging that we did on the Moonshow channel. And I think the altcoins will start breaking out perhaps on the last week of August to the beginning of September, where Bitcoin dominance starts to drop properly. And we would be breaking out from a huge cup and handle pattern, which Bitcoin, shocker, broke out of also, because you can say that this is a cup and handle pattern at the same time, not just a inverse head and shoulder. But the altcoin market cap relative to Bitcoin is also forming a huge, huge, huge bullish pattern, which I think will soon see a breakout, and that will take your favorite altcoins to massive, massive numbers. So buying the things like Solana, Chainlink, AVAX, Ethereum, Dogecoin, I still believe those are great buys, in my opinion, right now, and you can do so using the links in the exchanges down below, or the exchange links down below. You can buy spots, you can buy derivatives, low leverage, completely up to you. I just think that altcoins are about to see a huge rally, but we can see a small drop before that happens, and I just want you to, I wanted to let you know, potentially if we see that drop, so you're prepared and you're not super scared if that one final flush out happens before we see the continuation. And the final thing I want to mention on today's video is that the Fed will be releasing the interest rates next week. The probability of a Fed rate cut, if we refresh, the latest probabilities are sitting at a 4.1% chance they cut and a 95.9% chance that they don't cut rates next week. I don't think they will, but this meeting will be super important for other reasons. We will find out from the Fed chair if he is more dovish for the September meeting, and based off of his dovishness or hawkishness, the markets will speculate an increase or decrease dependingly or accordingly. And we will be streaming the full meeting live on the Moon Show channel. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm on summer Crypto Kids vibes and mode. So enjoying the final month of summer before heading back to Dubai, where it's like 55 degrees at the moment. But with that said, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all very soon on a Crypto Kid update video. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and as always, bye-bye.